The dirt track at Charlotte will serve as a great center of sprint car racing tonight for night number 2 of the Shane DiMantova Designs Deep South Swing. We are back at the dirt track in Charlotte here for race 12 of 25 in the third season of the AB Outdoors Quicktime Sprint Car Series. I'm Kelan Belsha, joined by my friend Shane DiMantova and flagman Joseph Costello, and we have an action-packed night of racing. Cody Meadows trying to go back-to-back to open up the Deep South Swing, while Andrew May trying to maybe get some revenge, and other drivers like Hayden Harvey, Carlin Cure trying to get in the mix as well.
Yeah, great to be alongside you here, Keelan. I'm really excited for tonight's action, what we have in store. We saw a very epic battle between May as well as Cody Meadows, between that last, or for the front spot, last race on Tuesday night, so it should be really thrilling.
Going to be a fun night for sure, as those two drivers sit 3rd and 5th on the board in reverse order as they were the other night at the finishing of the race. Hayden Harvey, Carlin Cure atop the boards right now. Andrew May in 3rd, Connor Dudek in 4th. He's had a solid, quiet season, collecting a bunch of top 5s, and Cody Meadows sits there in the 5th spot. As you see the rest of your starting lineup at the moment roll across the bottom of your screen, we're going to send it down trackside for tonight's Nation's Colors. The anthem concludes, and we are back trackside for tonight's action in the Shane DiMantova Designs Deep South Swing. Qualifying comes to an end. Hayden Harvey wins the Dirtman Photography Quicktime Award tonight, so everybody's qualified. So we're going to go ahead and advance the session, and a track that is a bit more difficult to qualify on than most, as the weather conditions in Charlotte sit at a 65 degrees, humidity at 69%, and a 13-mile-per-hour wind out of the northwest. A little bit more mild than what we had the other night as we get ready for USA Roller Coasters Heat number 1 on the evening. Going to go ahead and set your starting lineup for that. On pole, driving an 055 machine for Vanderpool Racing in Warrensburg, Illinois, it's Spike Hayden Harvey. And to his outside, driving a number 7 machine from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, it's the dude Connor Dudek.
In row 2, we got a set of former teammates on the inside. We got the number 39 from MFK Speed Labs in Boston, New York. It's the Iceman, Aiden Kirkland, who's outside. The number 28 there from Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's the young gun, Colton Coe.
In the 3rd row, driving a number 12 machine for JDR Esports and Plant City, Florida, Exo Working Predator, Tyler Landis. And to his outside, driving the 461 machine from Winchester, Virginia, it's Brady Beavers.
And rounding out your field here in heat number 1 is the number 55 car there of Kevin White Jr. as he drives for Proximity Racing alongside MFK Speed Labs.
Heat number 1 looking set to get underway this evening, as it'll be Hayden Harvey leading us to the green. He was one of those who was running up front the other night, on night number 1 Monday night, but unfortunately got caught up in some incidents of his own demise and took him out of contention that night. Relegated him to a further back finish than he would have appreciated, but Connor Dudek, nice to see him back, as he currently sits just outside the top 10 in points. He's had a modest season, picking up 4 top 5s in 6 starts, but just the lack of starts is what is currently taking him out of contention for a championship, as he's made about half the races. So happy Connor's back. Then you got Kirker and his former teammate Colton Coe. So here we go. Going to lead us to the green. It'll be Hayden Harvey in our first heat of the evening. Flagman Joseph Costello going to give him the green flag, and we are green from Charlotte for the first time tonight, as Connor Dudek got a little crossed up there on the green, got up towards the fence. He's going to make a good effort to stick to the outside of Aiden Kirker. They're going to drive down into turn 3 and 4 side by side. Hayden Harvey leads the opening lap, but the battle is on back.
Second place, we got a battle between Kirker and Dudek as they're side-by-side battling it out there wheel-to-wheel, with a hungry Colton Coe sitting right behind him there in the 4th spot, looking to peek his way into the feature event.
Continues for a second, this being a fast pass dash position, as they would both make it in a feature at this rate, but your starting position can alter from 1st all the way back to about 12th, depending on where you finish in your heat. This being heat 1, it would probably set you up in about 7th, about 7th or 9th, depending on where you finish in this heat. So that's what 3rd place would get you. But if you make it in the dash, that's a shot to get up there and start on the pole if everything goes right. But Hayden Harvey leading by about a full second now. Connor Dudek has taken the 2nd spot away from Aiden Kirker, as Colton Coe tries to beat to the inside of Kirker. Kirker powers off the top, and he holds that spot down right now.
You mentioned Coe in the 4th spot, but sitting quietly behind him is Brady Beavers, the rookie, in that 461. We saw him kind of sneak in there in the feature event last race, as behind him is Kevin White Jr. actually pulled off a strong 4th place finish last Tuesday. As white flag here for Hayden Harvey. He will easily come take the checkered flag here in heat number 1.
Harvey wins the heat. Dudek will transfer into the fast pass dash with his 2nd place effort. Aiden Kirker will be the other driver making the feature race by virtue of the first heat of the evening, as we get ready for our 2nd heat of the night. This looks like a fun one. Nice little field seated out here. A lot of MFK and former MFK presence in this one, but here we go. On pole, driving the 007 machine for Clickerman Sport and Charlotte, North Carolina. Hometown racetrack for him. Exo-tilting competitor Carlin Cure, and to his outside, driving a 1 machine for Brambley Racing in Martinsville, Virginia. It's the Mud Digger, Cody Meadows.
In row 2, we got another set of former teammates in the inside row. We got the number 4 car from Asheville, North Carolina, driving that Dirt Heathen racing machine, kind of giving those Miami Vice colors. That's number 4 car of Cameron Cohn, and to his outside in the Speed Shop 51 machine, driver from Michigan. That's Aiden Forrester.
In the 5th position, driving a 15 machine for Walter Esports and St. Louis, Missouri. That is Max Swearingen. J.J. Hill from FK Speed Lab in Daytona Beach, Florida, rounds out this heat field. Nice little field they got here. Carlin Cure, of course, the guy who looked like he was well on his way to victory, but one of the strangest Quicktime occurrences I've ever seen, where a wrecked race car was there and Cure came around and hit it a lap later, which, of course, he said was his own demise that night. Ended up finishing about 2 laps down, just outside the top 10. So he's going to try to get some redemption tonight at his home track. He knows a thing or two, because he's seen a thing or two. So
just like Farmers Insurance.
Exactly.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Green, green, green.
Bum, 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 bum. Green flag. As Cure did not get a very good jump on the bottom of the racetrack. Cody Meadows sat out in front, and they make contact, and Meadows slides up, but they stick with each other. Meadows still there. You may be trying to make a move on Cure down here. Remember, he was the winner Monday night as he slide jobs Carlin Cure. Cure going to cross him back over. And you see McCone and Forster getting all over each other back here. These guys racing hard for every position on the racetrack. It'll be Cure, Meadows, and Forster at the line that time, but do not expect that to be the finish of this race.
No, it's definitely going to be a big old battle here. And like you mentioned, just before we started this thing, this is a very stacked heat here. A lot of veteran drivers and talented drivers for sure. As now you see Forster trying to work on Cody Meadows. He looked to the high side for a quick second, but Meadows will shut the door on the number 20 machine there as Cameron McComb kind of louvers behind Forster.
Reminded me a lot of that defensive driving Meadows put on at the end of the feature against Andrew May Monday night, where Forster, you saw him right there, peek to the outside, but Meadows just gave him just enough room for a car to fit there and nothing more to get into the corner, and kind of pinched him up between the car and the cushion, forcing him to either get out of the gas or wreck himself. So, I mean, it's good defensive driving, but I know as an opponent, that is the last thing you want out of somebody you're racing hard with. But Meadows has caught Carlin Cure. He's coming, but he slipped off a lot there in 3 and 4. Tried to predict where Cure would go, and he would go to the opposite, and he kind of messed himself up. So those top two hold steady right now. Cure looks like he's going to win the heat. Second place might be a bit more competitive, but it will remain the same. Forster into the feature as Cure and Meadows advance to the dash.
Yeah, I was going to say those top 3 front runners were nose to tail there basically that whole entire second half of the race. It was fantastic to watch.
And now we're going to get our last 2 Fast Pass Dash competitors this evening as the chat's getting wild.
Yeah. I'm working on it. Sorry about that.
Time to set our grid for this third heat. On pole, driving a number 31 machine from MFK Speed Lab in Bedford, Pennsylvania, it's the big unit, Andrew May. And to his outside, driving a number 04 machine for JDR Esports, executive competitor, Cam Martin.
Rolling off there on the inside in third spot. That's the number 10 car, the Exo Consulting rookie competitor there from Thomasville, Pennsylvania. It's the Asian sensation, Jack Young. And to his outside, driving the number 17 car from Sylvania, Ohio, Tyler No.
In the 5th position, driving a 09 machine, that driver from Superior, Wisconsin, and Ryland Gray Racing's tutoring is the high flyer Anthony Woodhull. And to his outside, driving a number 48 machine from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, executive rookie of the year competitor Christopher Lynn. Nice to see him back. Don't think he's been here since Volusia, so nice little crowd we got here. 3 heats this evening.
Got a set of big unit designs here on the front row. With the painter himself on the side.
Happy birthday to Andrew May's
father,
dad, and he said, hey, drive that car you ran at Knoxville last year. So that's the paint scheme Andrew May cracked out tonight. Maybe that'll be his key to success this evening. We will see. It'll be May and Martin leading us to the green. Jack Young's just back there in the 3rd spot. We are green in the 3rd and final heat of the evening. As Cam Martin, Jack Young, they stay side by side. 2 former teammates, 2 good buddies back there. Racing it out, Tyler No trying to stick his nose in the battle and take the 3rd spot away as Andrew May easily leads lap 1. Now it's a battle between Young and No, that for the final transfer spot at the moment, as No powers around the top of him. Now he's setting his sights on the JDR Esports driver, Cam Martin.
Out front, it's still Andrew May and that Battery Boys Elite Performance Setup Shop machine there, looking to make his father proud here tonight. I know he wanted to go out to dinner for sure, but he said, hey, Andrew, go out and race this thing. I want you to do that for me. So Andrew looking to represent his father in the best way out there on the racetrack, at least on the virtual side of things.
Sure, as the battle for the final transfer spot is insane right now. Young and No, over the course of the last 2 laps, have traded slide job after slide job. That time at the line, Young beat him by 1/1000th of a second. As he gets back around him, No, he's not going to let him go too easily. We know No as an aggressive personality, and sometimes that works out for him, and other times it'll be what drags him down, but he's trying to be the beneficiary of that characteristic. As there you see Woodhull trying to slide job No, that car where it doesn't belong, tubs around the top of him, but that battle on for the 4th position. I'm going to take the white flag as Andrew May here in this heat, as the top 3 are pretty spaced out now.
Yeah. With No battling it out there with Woodhull, it should give Young the easy win. Is actually trouble for Cam Martin in the closing laps there. He's going to spin out, and that'll actually lock in Tyler No there. Not quite sure what happened with the driver there of the 04 machine.
Jack Young in the Fast Pass Dash this evening, making the MFK Speed Lab presence 2 cars now. That will put both of them in. Tyler No, the other guy making a feature, Cam Martin, all the way back to last right there. That's Martin. Sad face in the chat. He is, he's sad.
Here's Martin, just got caught up in the fence, and around he went. He caught up Woodhull too.
He's going to have to go through the consolation where he starts 9th. Top 7 make it in. Max Swearingen left the session, so it'll be 2 drivers heading home. With that, we state your grid for the consolation. On pole, driver number 28 machine, Colton Coe, Cam McHone from Asheville, North Carolina, in 2nd.
Mechanicsburg's Pennsylvania own Christopher Lynn will start on the inside of the 2nd row, and that number 48 machine to his outside, Brady Beavers in the 461.
Got J.J. Hill, Anthony Woodhull sparsed out throughout the field. Kevin White Jr. in 7th, where Tyler Landis has assumed the 8th position after the Max Swearingen departure. Cam Martin rounds out the field. So JDR Esports caboosing the field 8th and 9th there. Choo-choo. Love trains, man.
I live right near train tracks, so.
Yeah. So I'm not too far from one. So it's a common thing to hear out here.
It's looking to see who maybe can train around this outside here and pick up a few spots. Fire.
Well, top 7 make it in, and 2 head home. So some guys looking to make the feature this evening. A lot of guys in need of a feature for points. So you never know what these guys might lay on the line as Coe takes the green flag. Brady Beavers nearly collided with the rear end of Cam McHone there, as Christopher Lynn might have got damage off the jump because he just went straight right there. I don't know what happened, but that took out a race car back there. I'll try to get a look on who that was, but there you see the battle for the lead continue.
As No and McCone go side by side, these teammates obviously very familiar with each other with their stint on MFK Speed Labs together, as Beaver's still in that 3rd spot. Hill behind him as Cam Martin slow off the racetrack there, coming out of turn number 4. He'll get that machine back up to speed as he's in the 8th spot right now. Single file for the most part. Actually, single file throughout the whole entire field right now.
Yeah, Tyler Landis was the other driver involved in that situation off the jump. I don't know what happened with the 48 of Christopher Lynn, but it seems he sandbagged or something broke on the car, which you don't see mechanical failures on iRacing, so I don't know if he made contact with somebody before the jump even took place, but it looks like he's driving fine now, so I don't know what happened, like a wheel disconnect or something, but he ended up sandbagging and going into turn 1, took out Tyler Landis, and then Cam Martin had an issue of his own. He went from being secure in a Fast Pass Dash to now possibly missing the feature tonight. Christopher Lynn, he's hanging on to that last transfer spot. So, my goodness, so much action in Wisconsin.
And Kevin White Jr. looking to do it in his fashion once again. Possibly, maybe this time he can grab the hard charger, as we saw him Tuesday night after finishing 4th. He had to fight his way through the consolation and those closing laps.
Trying to do the same thing 2 nights in a row as far as Quicktime Racing. Colton Coe still in control of this thing. Cam McHone 2nd, Brady Beavers in 3rd, J.J. Hill and Anthony Woodhull. You see them battle for the 4th position. Kevin White Jr. and Christopher Lynn round out the transfer battle as Cam Martin and Tyler Landis round out the racetrack right now. But they cannot give up. They got to keep on pushing, because if something were to happen up in this mix, they would be the guys ready to transfer into tonight's action. But at the moment, they're going home, as Colton Coe continues to pedal around in the race lead. Next time around, he would be taking the white flag.
Coe in that T46 graphics machine will have to come around one more time here in the last chance qualifier. Takes the white flag from Joseph Costello. 1 lap to go for him with Cam McHone behind him. Beavers, Hill, Woodhull, White, and Lynn all locked in currently. As easy win here for the number 28 machine of Colton Coe. Looks like no other changes throughout the field.
Everybody else will make it in. Martin, Landis, and Swearingen will head home. So, not the way Martin pictured his night going. He's sitting top 5 in points, and he just had an incident that took him out of possibly winning are having a good run in tonight's feature. So now it's time for tonight's Fast Pass Dash. As we set your grid for that, it'll be Hayden Harvey, Carlin Cure, row 1, Andrew May, Connor Dudek, row 2, Cody Meadows, Jack Young, row number 3. As Jack Young is the only driver we're waiting for after the racetrack.
Get him out there momentarily, as you see. Pretty
Here you go.
rookie-filled field here for your Fast Pass Dash. So if you're not familiar with this system, these guys will go out and try to organize their spots for the feature event, as it can change based on the position you finish in.
Rookies, 2 veterans, as they take the green flag, and we are underway. 6 laps in the Fast Pass Dash. As we get underway, Hayden Harvey scoots out to the race lead early. Carlin Cure sitting there in second. Connor Dudek and Andrew May battle for the 3rd position. 5th, the battle is on between Cody Meadows and Jack Young back there. They all file through. Hayden Harvey maintains the race lead.
He's the quickest driver on the racetrack too, which makes sense. He's got that clean driving surface ahead of him. Is now everybody's kind of hanging up on that high side, except for Connor Dudek doing his own thing there on the bottom in his bright number 7 machine. As you see, are 2 guys who battle it out on Tuesday night for your race win. Cody Meadows and Andrew May working toe there, as May caught the fence just a tad bit, but he'll keep it straight, as now we got a battle for the lead.
It's coming to 2 laps to go this time around. Harvey in control. Carlin Cure not letting him out of his sights. Here you see Cure take a bit more of a dip into the bottom. As remember, these two, most famous moment of them came in the Ironman when they ran over each other, and Hayden Harvey won the dang thing. As they take the white flag, Hayden Harvey's got 1 more to negotiate. Out in control of the race lead, and with this, as Cure's going to send it in, and he almost made it stick. Incredible. But it'll be Hayden Harvey winning. Carlin Cure 2nd, Andrew May in 3rd, Cody Meadows 4th. Then it'll be Dudek 5th, Jack Young in 6th.
There's your pole sitter tonight. The 55H machine of Hayden Harvey will lead the field to the green flag here momentarily. So we'd like to take a minute to thank all you guys for tuning in here tonight, and hopefully staying safe out there. I know there's some wintry weather here in the Midwest, and everybody's having a good one. Yeah.
That's for sure. Tomorrow's Friday, so
exactly.
We're going to have a good end of our week.
Great end of the week. Got some Quicktime racing now.
Some sprint cars, and then a TGIF tomorrow. So it'll be a fun little week. Fun little end of your week, at least. First one of 2022 needed a good weekend, and you got it. Sprint car racing tonight. Tomorrow, whatever you got planned on a Friday, and then a weekend ahead that we got to look forward to. It's going to be a fun one. We got sprint car racing tonight as we get ready to set your grid for tonight's action. On pole, driving the 055, it'll be Hayden Harvey, Carlin Cure in 2nd. It'll be Andrew May in 3rd, Cody Meadows in 4th, Connor Dudek 5th, Jack Young in 6th, and then 7th on back is Accurate.
Should be seeing these guys roll off momentarily, and then we'll get that 4-wide action going. Best sight in dirt.
Best sight in all of motorsports. It'll be awesome. As they get ready to stack it up. Split at 9 and 10. And they'll go 4 wide here. Getting ready. Coming out of 4 this lap, Shane. That's, you wanted this. So,
I did want this.
Get it stacked up. You're going to split at 9 and 10. We'll get some action here tonight from the Charlotte Speedway. And they get the signal to show you greatest sight in Quicktime iRacing League history. The 4-wide salute.
Love me some sprint cars. I don't know about you guys at home, but what I look forward to every week is watching all these drivers come out here and race on the virtual side of things, and then some of them even go out on the weekend and do it in real life.
Awesome.
Pretty dang awesome.
Go. There you go. There you go. Colton was laying back too much. Here we go. And boom! There's our picture. Oh, pole sitter blink. There we go. All right. There they break off.
Okay, now nobody hit each other.
Yeah. Well, Colton and Cody, they almost hit each other there, but we'll get ready here. We got one more pace lap, so I'm gonna be the first to do it. Shane, who you got tonight, bud?
We saw a little bit of a Hayden Harvey, Carlin Kerr show Tuesday night, but I also like my chances with the guy there in the third spot, Andrew May, but you also can't count out Cody Meadows, but I don't know, man. It's pretty tough, but I think that Carlin Kerr is going to get done, the hometown kid. What about you?
If I were to pick the same driver as you, that's who I would go with, too. You stole my pick, so I guess I'll go with somebody different. And I think you got to go with the guy that has a lot of momentum on his side right now. Cody Meadows, he came out and he took advantage of everybody else's mistakes, did what he had to do, and he came out on top, starting back there in the second row. I think if there's anybody but Carlin Kerr to get up there, and if Hayden Harvey doesn't quite have it like he should, I think Cody Meadows is going to have a good shot back there. But that will all be decided in 35 short laps from Charlotte. Barring not too many yellows, these guys should have no fuel concerns. The green flag's in the air. These sprint cars roar to life at the dirt track at Charlotte. And already trouble. Carlin Kerr bounced off the fence, and it is a pile up like crazy.
Have you ever?
That all starts in row 1 and 2, where Andrew May and Carlin Kerr get into each other, and the whole field is destroyed.
I think we might have to sort this thing out a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
No kidding.
Glad I'm not race control. Woo!
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one to watch back, especially for you guys at home, to say the least. Be better at answer who wasn't involved.
Yeah, no, I mean that's like Talladega Daytona-esque right there. Goodness, we'll get a replay here, see what happened there. You see Kerr, and looked like Kerr was running a bit lower, and May clipped him, and then it all started right there, and neither of them could get their car straight, and then about everybody, I don't know if anybody got out of that with no 4X.
As continue to sort out this thing so you guys can check out what just happened at home. I'm really speechless. I don't think I've ever quite seen anything like this.
Once never seen anything.
Another
like
view.
That.
Just all stack up right for your leaders. Meadows, Young, just everybody involved. Oh man, look at JJ Hill.
Literally everybody. Probably Anthony Woodhull, the only guy to get out without anything there.
Yeah.
So
take one last view here for you guys at home, and we're gonna go on board with JJ Hill momentarily. There he is, and he got through this pretty well. Wow, that's pretty. Oh, we got clipped at the end there by White, but that's a pretty good dang driving by JJ Hill.
You don't hear that a lot.
You really don't. It's back alive now at the racetrack, and really a crazy way to start off the night. I know we mentioned the other night how the full moon was out, and I think it might just be out once again.
No kidding. I mean, a lot of trouble there. Again, it might be easier to tell you who was not involved there. I mean, that's field. After that, we will have no closure on who caused it, as May and Kerr are going to be ruled a racing incident, but protest channel might be infuriated after this one. Hayden Harvey takes the green flag, and we are back underway from the dirt track at Charlotte, and he might have the only clean car on the racetrack right now, so that may be the
damage. Kirker's got damage. I know Forrester was definitely involved.
And I think everybody from there on back got a 4X, so Hayden Harvey got to be happiest guy right now. And after that, Andrew May was the only driver that could not get his car flipped back over.
Which is really unfortunate for him.
He does not have a front wing, and he is out on the racetrack right now, so might get in the way of leaders. But that car is destroyed. Almost picked him for my race prediction, so it's a good thing I didn't, as Hayden Harvey continues to lead.
Maybe his dad might want to go to dinner now. It might be a little bit late, but...
Yeah, well, never know.
Not the best birthday wish for sure, but now we got Aiden Kirker inside the top 3 there. Brand new Iceman Designs machine for him. Rocking that new number font, I love it.
Very nice looking. That's the Casey Kane font, I think is what he took inspiration from. So you see Aiden Forrester right there. He's battling for the 4th position with Tyler Noe in the 17. 2 drivers looking for their first sprint car win if they could get it tonight. Colton Coase back there in 6th. Anthony Woodhull, one of those drivers who may have got out of that big wreck without a scratch, up there in 7th. J.J. Hill, nice little start for him in 8th. Kevin White Jr. actually takes that spot away from him. Hill drops back to 9th. Christopher Lynn, Cam McCone, they battle for the 10th position back there. Young, Dudek, Beavers, and May round out the pack at the moment.
McCone's got some heavy damage.
Hayden Harvey negotiates around the 31M of Andrew May, the lap traffic. Fastest guy on the racetrack right now, out ahead by 2 seconds.
It's not really something you want to see as Harvey got sideways coming out the corner, but as a viewer and definitely a race fan point, just stacking it up there on lap 1. We're lucky this thing isn't in real life, and all those guys are losing thousands of dollars right there. Kind of reminded me of stuff we saw at Bristol over the summer on the dirt track side of things.
See Brady Beavers getting lapped by the Harvey machine. You see Carlin Kier 2.2 seconds back off of Spike Hayden Harvey. Harvey with a win tonight, it would be his 3rd of the season, as he is getting through lap traffic right now. Everybody has dipped to the bottom to let him come around, as we have so many torn up race cars, as protest submissions is already.
I don't know if you could really point fingers or at that one, but
yeah, I mean that's
definitely got
like Kier and May. From my perspective, and that's just my initial ruling, is that Kier and May got together. As you see J.J. Hill in trouble.
The yellow flag is out.
Caution's out.
Nope.
Separate incident. Not Cody Meadows. Jack Young on his side. Another MFK Speed Lab driver makes his way 90 degrees. So we'll head to replay and hear see what happened to the Asian sensation.
See Hill's wrecked on the bottom.
Oh, Meadows, yeah, I was correct. Meadows just got too sideways and he clips that tractor tire and takes a very slow tumble. On board with the Jack Young machine. Just nothing he could do.
Cody got sideways right in front of him.
Unfortunate for him. He's still on pit road, so that will end his night. Andrew May looks to pick up his spot though, and he does. A couple drivers, 1 lap down. Disastrous night for everyone in the field except for your pole sitter, Hayden Harvey, who has been smooth sailing and no pressure out back. So
why didn't neither of us pick him? I mean, just thinking, he's been in the league and he won his first 2 races, and the one he didn't win, he got wrecked, and now we're just going against him. But that's our first mistake. Reminds me a lot of what Rylan Gray came in and did last year. Came in mid-season, shocked everybody in the races he ran, winning 7 of his 14 starts. Harvey would win 3 of his first 4 to win tonight.
So right on board.
Carlin Kier. Kier sitting there in 2nd, trying to disrupt the progress Harvey's made this evening. Green flag in the air. We are back on our way from the dirt track at Charlotte. Carlin Kier trying to reel him down. As there you see Aiden Kirker and Aiden Forster, the 2 Icemen battling it out. Kirker to the bottom, and he's going to take that spot away from Forster. Sitting in a podium position right now as Kier got really sideways on the bottom of the racetrack. That's going to allow Aiden Kirker to come to the outside of Carlin Kier. They battle for the runner-up spot. Kirker takes it away, but Kier wrapping the bottom pretty well, trying to stick with them. And he is going to come up, slide up in front of Kirker. Kirker going to make a move to the bottom of the racetrack. These guys battle it out hard for the second position, leaving Hayden Harvey to pull away for the race lead.
Back to the inside goes Kelan Belsha on the Iceman, and Forster's now the other Iceman. Forster goes to his side, 3 wide here as the 2 Icemen get together going into turn number 1. Forster catches the bad end. No caution flag as that'll drop Kirker to 6th spot and Forster to 9th. Big win there for Kevin White Jr. as the driver of the 55 is now in the 4th spot.
So Tyler No, it moves him up in the 3rd as Kirker drops from 3rd to 6th. Forster gets the worst out of that. He drops all the way back to 9th as it is Hayden Harvey still in control. Now 15 circuits to go here at the dirt track at Charlotte, but caution back out. Incident on the racetrack somewhere.
Kirker
spun around. Remember, Forster and Kirker got together a couple laps before this.
Kirker not too pleased out there.
Well, that was Forster. Forster, not the
Oh, Forster, yeah. Sorry about that. Just saw Aiden. Just went to it here. Is contact with Ko. Another one of his former teammates gets into him there.
Went down with Kirker. Well, Kirker and former MFK drivers on the front stretch going into turn number 1. Just
not having a good
combination
night.
tonight.
Yeah. And I was going to mention this earlier, but the one guy I had my eyes on, Kevin White Jr., as the driver. Now, he was in the back. Looks like he came out pretty unscathed from that wreck, and now he's in the 4th spot. So he's looking to take advantage of that.
One of those guys who was very excited to come out here and race sprint cars on Instagram today. He was one that made a post, said, "Hey, I'm racing tonight." And he said the other night, after his 4th place run to kick off his season at Charlotte on Monday, he said, "Hey, 2022, come at me. I'm going to run this full time." And he's going to try to make the most out of it. And right now he is. And what would be a second top 5 finish if he hangs on right now. But it'll be 14 to go when they take the green flag this time around. Hayden Harvey, Kelan Belsha can lead us to the green. That'll be a no white row 2. As they all try to battle it out here. Green flag back out in the air here from Charlotte. Good jump for Hayden Harvey. He gaps down into turn number 1. Lead Kelan Belsha as they both kind of right around the top of the racetrack. Tyler No cracks into the 3rd spot. Anthony Woodhull ripping bottom in 4th. Kevin White Jr. slips back a little bit on the outside. Cam McCone, how about his run? He's 1 spot out of the top 5 as you see Forster and Kirker.
That thing doesn't have a front wing.
No.
It's amazing.
Oh, it doesn't.
And he's sitting there in the 6th spot. Amazing driving by Cam McCone. So now here comes Kirker to his inside, his teammate. Saw Kevin White Jr. kind of tubbing it out there on the I side. But speaking of hungry drivers, Tyler No has been in the series for a very long time. He's currently on the podium and has never found the victory lane in that 17 machine. But I know he'd like to do that. He's very eager.
The mistake out of those first 2 front-running drivers could mean it for him. So obviously having a good run tonight. One of the better drivers I saw on the slick racetrack. He was very good last season, and I think that will get him a win eventually. But with the driver talent we have right now, it has just made these fields so much more competitive, and it makes you have to be so much better to win. Kelan Belsha in trouble, and another guy tagged him right there as they're wrecking more. Cody Meadows is upside down. Kieran May made contact, Cody Meadows and Andrew May made contact after the fact.
And now Meadows is on his side. We'll show both wrecks here. So here's Meadows first to bring out the caution. Originally, you see they're just 4 wide off the corner. It was actually Ko that got into him.
There may nowhere to go, but I believe that all started from the Kelan Belsha incident. Because Cure got up, he hops the fence, and Cure is going to retain the 2nd position because of that.
Be interesting to see how much damage he has, though, and if he can hold on. So we're going to go on board with Kelan Belsha. Just looked like he set it in too deep and caught the cushion. Oh, yep. Around goes that machine.
We have seen it 2 nights in a row now. Carlin Cure.
And then caught a piece of Meadows, too.
Cure getting in trouble and causing a stack up in the back. But again, I think that's just one that you can't pin on Cure necessarily. Just like last time. Not something you can pin on him because it was just a chain reaction in the back.
This has definitely been one of the wildest races I've been a part of, Kelan. And we've seen a lot of them.
We've only had, what,
Hang on. We're
3
not
yellows,
going
4
green.
yellows?
Not
So
going
it's not like it's
green.
been a caution-filled night. It's just been crazy. As if Cure has tons of damage, imagine what this could spell out for Tyler Noe or Kevin White Jr. Both those guys running second and third. As the field is trying to figure out caution etiquette right now. It's trying to figure out if a wave around would do anything, but since caution laps do not count, I think they're just wasting their fuel.
Yeah.
But
hey, come on, JJ, line them back up.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Definitely will be one that we may remember for a little while, though. This it's been a crazy one, and you already know every night that you go into, you expect a few guys to be angry, a few guys to be happy. We'll see how that all shakes out at the end of the night. But we have 7 laps to go when we take the green flag. Hayden Harvey looking for his 3rd win of the season. Carlin Cure for his 1st. Tyler Noe for his 1st of his career. Also for Kevin White Jr., Anthony Woodhull. Yeah, you have to go all the way back to 7th with Aiden Kirker to find another former Quicktime winner. As green flag's in the air. Hayden Harvey, big jump. He takes the lead easily. Carlin Cure. How's that car not tore up? My goodness, he's up there. Still maintaining the 2nd position as Kevin White Jr. tries to make a move on Tyler Noe for a podium position. And imagine how ecstatic he would be as he currently sits in the hard charger position. He's going to crack into the podium, but for how long can he hold on to that as the 3rd and 4th place drivers battle it out hard here? Kevin White Jr. taking a peek to the inside. He'll take that spot away with a slide job. Get right up to the fence. This battle for the 3rd position, Aiden Forster now peeking his nose in the battle, trying to get up there. Shake it up. Now 4 circuits to go. You see them continue to battle out for a podium position right there. No, slides up in front of White. Puts him in the fence, and that'll not bring out a yellow, I don't think.
No, it will not.
Kevin White Jr. got the worst out of that, really. Unfortunate for him. He had a nice night going, as he still hasn't got that thing together. But this would move Aiden Forster into the 3rd position as Hayden Harvey takes 2 laps to go. What a strong start it has been for him in the beginning of his Quicktime career. Already up to 18th in points, but his first 2 races, the Ironman 55, he went out on Facebook later that night, said he always wanted to win an Ironman 55, and to come in Quicktime in his first race and get it done. Pretty nice trophy to add to your hardware. Then went out and won the Christmas at Knoxville race, and tonight he's going to take his 3rd win in the first 4 races of his career. Hayden Harvey, a winner again in night 2 of the Shane DiMantova Designs Deep South Swing. Pretty strong start to his Quicktime career, that's for sure.
Very strong. Kind of reminds me of something that we saw, like you mentioned, with Ryland Gray, is your race winner Hayden Harvey celebrates.
The hard charger should go to Anthony Woodhull, I believe, from 14th to 4th, as it dissipates from Kevin White Jr. into closing laps with him and Tyler Noe making contact. So we run through your finishing results tonight. Hayden Harvey with the win, Carlin Cure 2nd, Aiden Forster in 3rd, Anthony Woodhull, Tyler Noe ran at the top 5, Aiden Kirker, a nice recovery drive to 6th, Colton Coe 7th, Cam McCone 8th, Christopher Lynn 9th, Kevin White Jr. runs at the top 10. It'll be Connor Dudek in 11th, Brady Beavers 12th, JJ Hill 13th, Andrew May, who couldn't catch a break tonight after lap 1, in 14th, Cody Meadows in 15th, Jack Young in 16th. So, my goodness, it's been a tale of 2 nights. I mean, you go from Carlin Cure, Hayden Harvey taking each other out. They finished laps down. And then the 1-2 finishers that night, Andrew May, Cody Meadows. Now it was Andrew May, Cody Meadows. Not necessarily getting into each other, but they didn't have the night they wanted. And Hayden Harvey, Carlin Cure 1-2. So it's crazy how a Todd can turn that quickly.
Really is, and we saw it firsthand here tonight, and I've said it countless times, and I'll say it once again. Just nothing quite like the action here at Charlotte.
And the next two races we got coming up going to be at the Bristol Motor Speedway. So if you thought the Deep South swing action was done for the most part, you got another thing coming. As maybe the battle for second will be nice. I mean, Aiden Kirker out there, he put in 130 laps of practice here at Bristol. But we're about to get a word with our race winner tonight in Hayden Harvey Neo 55. Hayden, it's Kelan in the booth. You got us.
Yeah, I do.
Well, how you doing, buddy? That's your third win in 4 races, so you got a pretty solid start for yourself.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good tonight. I honestly wasn't sure what to expect coming in tonight, especially after our last race here. Just long stretch of bad luck in that one altogether. So I wasn't really, I wasn't expecting too much, like something too big. Was able to come out and surprise myself.
No kidding. After the initial start of the race, where Cure and May got together, and pretty much everybody got wrecked in that one, you were the one guy who I think probably didn't get involved in that one, and you took advantage of that, stayed out front, and take us through your night. Because I mean, after that first wreck, it seemed like nobody had the speed for you. What were you finding that nobody else could?
Yeah, that first corner, it was a little sketchy there. I'm extremely lucky it didn't get net coded or anything there, but after that, I knew I was going to be able to get Carlin on those starts, so I just kept, just playing it right in my head and just thinking of what I can do on these starts to get them better. And as the night really slicked off, I noticed 1 and 2 cushion was falling off, so I'd go really hard going into 1, then roll out a little bit, just baby it, and make all my moves in 3 and 4. And just throughout the night, thinking of different ways to start the race to surprise them, catch them off guard, and seeing little bits of moisture down on the bottom that I'd dive for on those starts to get that little bit of an edge. But really, it was a pretty good race in my opinion. I had fun, and just, I don't really know what to say.
Sure, and I saw on Facebook on not Monday night, but after the Ironman, you said you always wanted to win an Ironman, and I was hoping you'd come out and race with us more, and you certainly did. So talk about your success through these first 4 races, already 3 wins to your credit. Who do you have to credit for all of that? I mean, you have just been in another zip code compared to everybody else.
Of course, yeah. I mean, coming in originally, I saw that you guys were putting on the Ironman, and I was, immediately I was attracted to it and wanted to come and see what I had against these guys and see if I could pick one up. And then after that initial success, after charging through the field, I just really grew a kind of a fire to keep going and keep pushing to see what I could really get out and see what I can really do in this league. And I feel like it was the best thing I could have done because coming in here every week and learning a little bit more and having fun with a good group of guys. Of course, I got to thank my team for making it all possible. I would not be this fast and at this level of driving skill without all of them. Vanderpool Racing, DSR Consulting, Speed Shop 51, of course, for the awesome setups, coaching, and everything they do to help us. Ritz Motorsports Photography, Chop House Race Products, Vanderpool Construction, Black Widow Designs for his beautiful cars, and same to AAA Designs, and Tim Sims, powered by iRacing. Wouldn't be possible without all them guys.
A great run tonight, Hayden, and we certainly thank you for joining us, and thanks for putting on a show. You went out there and led pretty much everything there was to lead, so good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Hayden Harvey, race winner tonight at Charlotte in night 2 of the Shane DiMantova Designs Deep South Swing, as chasing a word with our second place finisher, Carlin Cure.
Yeah, let's bring him in. Carlin Cure, you got a copy?
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, we got you, man. Well, that was it's an interesting night to say the least, but find yourself coming home in second after starting in the second position, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, how about that start to the race? It was pretty hectic to say the least.
Yeah, they're saying it's my fault. I, I don't know. I'm up on the wall. Hayden slides me. I made maybe a move down a foot off the cushion, and Andrew May slid right up into me, and he was at my left rear. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to tell if he's there or not. And then he pushed me up into Hayden. So yeah, I don't really know how that's my fault, but I guess it is. So.
Seems like you kind of just caught another set of bad luck, just like Tuesday night, and you came home 7th, obviously there, but kind of a little bit of a different result here tonight in the 10th spot, and find yourself grabbing your third place finish in just 3 starts.
Yeah,
Second place finish, excuse me.
Yeah, I wanted to come back and just do better from last week, just getting into a stupid caution incident with Hayden. But he had a good race. He ran perfect all night, so good win for him.
Yeah, and he obviously was probably the only clean driver that really came out of that wreck, which was miraculous. Anyways, finish up here tonight. We got a double header at Bristol next week, and how you feel about your chances there?
Yeah, I like Bristol. I don't think I've ever ran the fixed setup here or there, but I guess we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it'll be pretty fun.
Awesome, Carlin. Anybody you want to thank here for your second place finish?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Kligerman Sport, Velocity Sim Lab, Man Up for Prostate Cancer, Redline Design, 27 Custom Graphics, JR Media and Productions, and yeah, just everybody at Velocity Sim Lab. Thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. Everybody for putting on the league.
Thank you. Awesome. Great to speak to the hometown kid, Carlin Kier. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
That was your second place finisher, like we said, Carlin Kier. And coming in right behind him is the number 20 car of Aiden Forrester, grabbing another top 3 finish. As Keelan's going to get a word with him.
Aiden, Keelan in the booth, you got us.
Yes, sir.
Well, you reminded me a lot of kind of like what Andrew May had to do the other night, where he went from the back to the front. I know you and Kirker got together under green flag conditions, and then you drove it back up to the third spot, taking advantage of other people's mistakes. So take us through your night. You went from top to bottom to top, and top of the charts that was, then back to the bottom, and then you drove back up to the top. So take us through your night.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting first lap. The front of the car was a little bent after that, which didn't help my case, but you had to just drive through it. Nothing you can do about it. I just stayed loyal to that top as much as I could. I mean, I could just run it way better than those guys back there. The incident with Kirker was unfortunate. It's just very slick through the middle out of there, so not really too annoyed with that after watching the replay. But yeah, that was an interesting race having to come through the field like that.
I mean, that's for sure. I mean, you put on a show tonight, picking up that podium finish, though, and definitely some momentum in your corner. Sitting top 5 in points right now. You need some good points nights to reel down Meadows and May, who both had bad nights tonight. So that will definitely give you a good leap on them and set you up forward. But we got Bristol coming up for the next 2 races. What do you think you can do from that?
Yeah, definitely. Bristol's going to be interesting. I mean, with this new tire model and aero, could provide some different racing, maybe some different lines coming in. We'll see when that comes. I feel like if it's just going to come down to who can either run the bottom the best at the end of the night, and we all know who can do that the best. So we'll see.
The other Iceman.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, Forrester, top 3 finish tonight. Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Speedshot 51, T46 Graphics, Curious Corner Store, Dirt Track USA, you guys for putting this on, and anyone that contributes to this league. It's awesome to participate in this.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, Aiden. We look forward to seeing you for Bristol.
Thank you.
Aiden Forrester picking up a podium finish tonight, and our hard charger 4th place finisher going to be Anthony Woodhull.
Wrong button. We're good. Maybe.
Well,
I can do it. I can do it myself. Not used to it. Oh, he was in the broadcast booth, and I was gonna mention. I don't know if he doesn't have time to talk or what, but great job by Anthony Woodhull in that Ryland Gray setup shot machine.
He's in here.
Oh, hey.
Woodhull? Hey.
We got you.
Hello?
There we go. Oh, I didn't know you were in here. I just started rambling off about you, but that was another top 5 finish for you here. The second consecutive one here at the dirt track at Charlotte, and you grabbed the Hard Charger Award. Congratulations.
Yeah, I don't really have a big speech or anything. I gotta thank Costa Zeros, Microt Logging, Trev Trucking, Rylan Gray for showing me how to drive these idiotic cars. I don't know who else, but my mother for buying me the wheel. Getting fenced on the first night of this. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, and it was pretty miraculous, and it seemed like you caught more of the chaos tonight on the first lap. And how was your car handling after that, considering you came from pretty deep in the field?
A bit of front wing damage, but nothing too big.
All right, we got Bristol coming up next week. Do you think you can compete with Aiden Kirk, or you think that we could see that number 9 machine up front?
Bristol is one of my worst tracks. I've had it for like a week.
All right, then. Hopefully, maybe you could be one of those kind of silent guys that comes to the back of the field to the front, and maybe we can
This
talk
will
to you
be like
again.
the third time I've ran Bristol.
Well, it should be fun. I'll definitely have to keep my eyes on you. And
I hate that
really
track
fun.
with a passion.
I know one guy who doesn't hate it is Aiden Kirker.
Mhm.
He's going to go in there and dominate. But back to you, coming from the back, and like I mentioned, grabbing another top 5 finish, and you have a pretty great season going for you. And that number 9 team, 7th in points. And how do you look to improve on that?
Finish races like I've been doing, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Well, you already thanked everybody that you want to thank. If there's anybody else you want to thank, then go right ahead. The floor is yours.
I gotta thank Caleb Nickel for being a bitch.
Can't forget about Caleb Nickel. Anyways, Anthony, thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to see you at Bristol, and hopefully you can keep that thing on 4 wheels.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
boy. That is Anthony Woodhull, and that kind of reminds me of
Austin
those.
Griffey moment.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Reminded me of those days. I don't know if not too many people will remember that, but man,
Well, that's an OG moment thing.
yeah.
You gotta remember that one, but that's I don't know. Gonna look at that.
Wow.
But
Anyways,
we had a heck of a night. I mean, after the first couple wrecks, I know we got a lot of bent fenders and hurt feelings, but my goodness, a lot of guys wrecking, and especially after lap 1, really derailed the whole night for everybody. But Carlin Cure, Andrew May, a lot of guys that are not happy right now, and that will be something that will be discussed for weeks and weeks, days and days. Hopefully, it can get handled tonight, though. That would be the ultimate goal. But it was Hayden Harvey, 3 wins in 4 races. He's had such a strong start.
yeah, and I can't wait to see what he has to do at Bristol. But the guy we keep mentioning is the number 39 of Aiden Kirker, and he kind of owns that place, and he's gonna have some good momentum going in after putting in a bunch of laps here today, practicing in. I think that 39 car is definitely gonna be a favorite.
He is he's gonna be quick, so hopefully we can see what he can do. If he does anything like he did last year, it will be a dominant performance for him. But maybe somebody else will be competitive this evening. In next week. We'll see. That'll be Sunday night and Monday night. The action from Bristol there in the Deep South Swing finale. But I'm telling you, national points are going to be crazy. How it's going to be shaking out from here on out. Still 2 more races as Shane DiMantova designs Deep South Swing. So it's going to be crazy. But
That
it
guy
was great
sounds like
action
a smart
tonight.
idea to sponsor these races.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you
Yeah.
got the full moon races, start of 2022. It was a crazy start, and then there will be probably a crazy ending. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it all shakes out. But I'm going to go ahead and close it out
Yeah,
here.
go ahead.
Thank you to all our sponsors that come out here and put this thing on with A&B Afterwards, Advantage Direct, Krebs Designs, Dirtman Photography, Dirt Track USA, Exo Consulting, Iceman Designs, K1 Race Gear, McDonald's, Waynesville, North Carolina, Shane DiMantova Designs, and all the others who come and put it on. And also shout out to Kenneth Bueno at the K1 Racing Network. He's got some things planned in the future, hopefully, that we can get ironed out, maybe. So that'll be fun. And it'll be fun. What we got planned for the future: Knoxville Nationals coming up, Kings Royal coming up. We got a fun month of January coming to finish out here. But it's been a fun start for Hayden Harvey. 3 wins in 4 races. Congratulations to him on the win tonight. Look forward to seeing everybody Sunday night at the Bristol Motor Speedway. This was the Shane DiMantova Designs Deep South Swing night number 2. Thank you, Shane, for hopping on board and sponsoring these 4 races. We're halfway through it now, and then we'll be completed in a couple days. And I'm Kelan Belsha, joined by my friend Shane DiMantova. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, and we look forward to seeing y'all Sunday night at Bristol.